I want you to know that I realize that my silence about my own past has contributed to a culture of violence. My childhood was a bit of a roller coaster. It was a very privileged childhood, very fairy tale childhood in many aspects, especially on paper. My father suffered from alcoholism. We were told to keep our situation, keep the alcoholism, and keep the darkness under wraps as much as possible. The other person in our house was silent. My first encounter with sexual violence was probably when I was 9. There was a neighbor and a family friend who got his hands on me, and he obviously told me not to tell anyone. But I knew that I had learned that lesson before. I've encountered so many situations as a child or as a young adult that were violent, but I wouldn't speak about it. There was a code that you didn't talk about it. In Delhi, they had this really silly rule that you could only enter the bus from the back and you had to exit only from the front. So you enter into that cage. What happens inside is just out of your control. The groping and the touching, and when I'd come out, there was just bruises and marks all over my body. It was so routine. It was so routine. And I always thought that silence was kind of the best, safest, most acceptable way of coping. Because we don't speak up, because we stay silent, we allow the perpetrators to get away with everything and anything. And what if we had only spoken up?
A girl has been gang raped and thrown out of a bus in Delhi.
I definitely knew that I myself wanted to break my silence, but I knew that we as a nation wanted to break our silence. I had seen the work of a playwright named Yael Farber. We wanted to create a piece that broke the silence on sexual violence. Nirbhaya is the name for the victim of the December 12th gang rape, and it means fearless. 5 women come forward and break their own silence on stage. What you hear about are stories of child abuse, marital rape. We've had hundreds of women and men come forward and break their own silence. When you break the silence, you break the cycle of violence.